So we're gonna listen to Billie Eilish. Well, I'm gonna listen. I should probably just close my eyes. I'm gonna listen to Billie Eilish. Birds of a Feather. I don't think I've ever heard this song. I don't listen to Billie Eilish ever. And so this will be experience. So you've seen this video, right?
Few times.
Okay. Now maybe I should just wait and see. Maybe I don't want to give any spoilers. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a reason you picked this song in this video for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. You didn't tell me. So
There's interesting effects put into it, and it's also a song that has broken records.
okay. Yeah. All right. We're ready? I'm just gonna hit it.
Go for it.
All right, you stop. I might stop if I hear something cool. I'm gonna turn my volume up so I can hear it really well. And then make sure we're on a yeah, we're good. Okay, here we go. Let's try this shit.
I want you to stay
Like some organy stuff.
till I'm in the grave. Till I rot away, dead and buried. Till I'm in the casket.
All right, sorry. Audio note here. From what I remember, I think what I've heard about her, the way she sings is it's always like this. It's almost like a whisper. Do you listen to her often? Am I right about that?
Very often. It's definitely a mix between like a little bit of a whisper to being able to belt some things,
Okay.
but very well controlled.
Okay, I've never heard the belting. So I really don't know like what her ability is or her skill level is because I feel like everything I've heard has been like this. So,
I think it's fair to say.
is there some belting in this one? Do I have something to look
No.
forward to? No. Okay. Shit. All right. That was worth a shot.
Carry. If you go, I'm going too. 'Cause it
So
was always
pause
you.
really quick.
The arm pull.
So yeah, you can see these arm pulls. So her arms are pulled by wires throughout this whole setup.
Yeah.
And as the video goes on, she's being pulled metaphorically through the song.
So do you like literal wires that they edited out in post?
Right. Yeah,
But
so they're pulling her arms involuntary so that she can't quite control them.
okay, so you know that like do you know this for fact or that's your assumption?
Yep, for fact.
You know, okay. All right. So I did see that the first time it was a weird, but it looked like maybe she could have done that on her own. But this one, that was more like it seemed even to surprise her a little bit. So
Right.
okay.
And all of these are just like good like like if you do it practically, you get a real human emotion out of it as well.
Yeah.
So it's always kind of nice to do these kind of things practically. If they know what's going on, they can play it cool, whatever it might be. But
Yeah.
if it gets pulled from them, they could get some happy accidents.
Right. Okay.
And if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose.
It sounds good.
My baby.
Oh, that's cool.
Birds of a feather.
Oh.
We should stick
I mean, come on. How are we spinning the chair here?
So this a few like those close-ups are pretty easy. You can just kind of somebody's helping, leaning and spinning around. But when the camera is actually pointing at Billie and the room around is changing, the camera's mounted to the chair on a platform that's
yeah.
able to like rotate and Billie
Like
is going
that.
along for the ride. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So it gives this effect that it's kind of mounted to Billie, but without having to be like
Yeah.
overly crazy, but it sells the idea.
Right. Okay. Let me back this up. Let's just wear a dog tag. All right. The song is not bad so far. We're not very far in.
of a feather. We should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone.
Dude. All right. So even if it's a music video, so she's lip syncing. She's not really singing. But still, if that's me in that chair And like you said with the arm thing, if somebody is just like doing it whenever, like she doesn't know when it's going to turn, like that would be really fucking hard to do.
Yeah,
And like try to look up and be like, lip syncing the song at the same time. I don't know
it's
if
an
you're.
interesting thing. Like as an artist, you're suddenly supposed to be a visual artist as well.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't even think about that part of it. I was just thinking like if I was trying to lip sync and somebody's jerking me around,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
it would just be so
Well,
awkward.
an interesting thing, kind of on top of that, is up until this video, most of her videos have been directed by herself.
Oh, I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah, so Billie typically directs her own videos, but this
Oh
one is
shit.
directed by somebody else.
Oh, okay. And who's this person? Are they like a well-known video
Uh,
director, or you don't know? Or
n- it was the first time that I'd learned about them, but that doesn't
the
say
person?
a whole lot. But
Oh, okay.
they're,
Okay.
a younger person. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's just kind of like good ideas, good rapport.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue.
The weather might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I
Oh,
don't know what I'm
that's
crying for. I don't think I could love you more. It might not be long, but maybe I'll love
it's.
you till the day that
Oh, okay.
I die.
That was
So,
cool.
yeah, we can pause on that. So throughout this process, Billy's arms on a wire being pulled in a direction, and the platform under the chair is being moved. All the
Yeah.
cutaways are their own shots of a chair being pulled across the
Just
floor.
dragged, right?
But when Billy's being pulled, it's set up on some sort of dolly to be able to be pulled through this room. And when Billy goes through the door, there's a behind the scenes video that shows that Billy actually went through
A real door
some
here.
sort of
Something.
some wood veneer
Yeah.
and got clocked pretty good.
Oh, really?
So yeah, this is all real practical. It was a wall veneer that Billy smashed through, and
And
the
probably
effect
got a
sells really
concussion.
well.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it looked awesome. Yeah. All right, let me wind it back a little bit.
It might not be long, but maybe I'll love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die. Till the light leaves my
Oh,
eyes. Till the
I mean that had to be a
So
stunt. That had to be a stunt man, stunt person.
I'm sure it's Billy
Hitting the
that
ground that hard?
fell on the ground. Yep. Like it's, I mean, it could have been somebody else. They are kind of hiding their face a little bit.
Yeah.
So it could have been somebody else. Typically, in this situation, when you break through glass, you use a sugar cane
Oh yeah.
substitute for glass.
Sure.
And so it is, of course, not harmful or anything like that. But it is, falling on the ground for anybody sucks.
Dude, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
That I mean, whoever that is, they went down hard. Boom.
till the day that I die.
Also, just to speak on the camera side, there's
Yeah.
the camera itself is rotating 90 degrees as Billy falls.
Oh
And
shit, I didn't even realize that.
that alone is very specialized to be able to make the camera rotate in that way.
Right. Because you. Oh yes. Okay. God, I didn't even realize that.
Because not only are they trying to match somewhat Billy's angle
The
of
speed.
falling,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like you need to make sure that whatever camera you're shooting on, the axis of where the sensor is what it's spinning on versus like,
Yeah.
it gets pretty complicated without thinking that it needs to be that complicated, but it is. So they're probably using uh, a setup that is able to flip the camera over and just for this shot alone.
So this would be some special camera. They're like, we know we're gonna do this thing.
Well, it's like a tripod head that's got like more of a special like rolling ability.
Okay. All right. So, oh, crazy. Oh, all right. So now, for whatever reason, as soon as she hit the ground, we've watched this like 5 times now. I'm realizing this like Matrix style. There's like this green kind of blue green haze kind of over everything that I didn't notice until right now. All right.
Till the day that I die, I want you to see how you look to me. You wouldn't believe if I told you.
Organ.
You keep the compliments I throw you, but you're so full of shit.
Oh, the echo on the that echo on the voice was cool. I like that. But musically, it seems pretty simple. It sounds good, but there's not a whole lot of complexity, I don't think.
Throw you, but you're so full of shit.
That echo is really, that sounds great.
Tell me it's a bit.
And again,
Say you don't see it, your mind's polluted. Say you wanna quit, don't be stupid. And I don't
So
know.
go back really quick,
yeah.
just a couple seconds to that shot that she's really small in.
There's 2 rooms, basically.
Yep.
That's the one you're talking
Like
about?
you can see that down the hallway.
Yeah.
So this is like you could kind of credit Mr. Robot if you ever watched that video, that TV
The
series.
TV show? Yeah.
Yep. Where it's using framing in a really experimental way. But this is supposed to give the like how you frame a shot gives the sense of the viewer a sense of feeling. And so this is supposed to give the sense of loneliness by being in a room all by themselves, but giving the context of more out there and still there's nobody there.
Oh, interesting. I never would have got that. I'm looking at this like, uh, shit, what was it? Was it Lord of the Rings? I think part of the behind the scenes was like they called it forced perspective, where they put somebody up close and somebody a little further back. I think that they did that with Frodo's character. I know there were some scenes to try to make him look smaller than Gandalf.
Right.
They had
Sure.
Gandalf closer to the camera, and they filmed it. He was there, but just like way further back, so he looked smaller.
It's the same idea. Like when you want to make the subject look small, you can evoke different feelings to that. So making somebody feel small could make them feel like they're emotionally small as well.
Yeah. Okay. That the emotional side I wasn't picking up on. I was focused more on like this. To me, looks like she's like the size of a child in this enormous room. That's what I'm getting out of like physically.
I mean, look how tall that door is.
Yeah, it's insane. And she looks like if she stood up, her head would come like to the handle.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. Might not be
she
your
go.
but baby, I don't
So she's gotta have like a rug burn, yo. Okay, that looks faked. That shadow didn't look real.
I'm pretty confident that she's being pulled across the carpet.
Really?
It's a wire, like she's being pulled by a wire, and they're
yeah.
deleting the wire in post. But I'm pretty sure she's actually being pulled.
Okay, but all right. So maybe you're right. I believe you. I'm just guessing. But even this shot where they lift her up. So I think there was a scene where you actually see her come off the ground and it's like a wider, but like you're not going to attach the wire and yank somebody off the ground by their wrist, right? So is there like a harness in the back of the neck?
Yeah, like wearing a harness and it's being pulled from here, but your arm is up.
But you're just holding your arm up, right? You're not like,
Probably. Like maybe they're like also pulling, but like string or something, but it's not necessary
that's
to
not where
actually
all the
get them off the
force
ground.
is, right? And so same here, right? You're not going to pull them and pull their shoulder out of the socket. You're still going to wire them in the back like to a harness.
Yeah, probably. Like they have it like measured out correctly to be able to pull both.
Yeah, okay. Right. That would dude, I would not want to be dragged by my hand essentially across the carpet. Dude, static. Oh, there's Oh, oh, it's all coming back. Okay. And then the empty chair. Oh, wait. Is that it? Is there a no, is it over?
Yep,
There's like
that's it.
some time left or something's not coming up. All right. Well, for me musically, I don't it's probably not my genre really. I don't know if I would have listened to that on my own and yeah, it's just not I think it's good. It's just not the style of music that I would probably choose to listen to. At least certainly not very often. So
Uh,
what about the video then? What else? I'm curious what you think what it all means. Like I wasn't listening to the lyrics at all. You I think know the song, but you were talking about loneliness and some other aspects of
I know it more visually than I do verbally.
yeah.
So what it says to me is kind of like this emotional roller coaster of kind of like this feeling of being small and being pulled in different directions, but then
Yeah.
at the end you kind of feel like you're left at your own devices. So
Ah. Like you get over it and you just go on with whatever.
right, like it's like the emotional roller coaster that you go through. Like the end result might be the same, but the ride that you take to get there is
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah. And I'm realizing now she was the only person in that video, that whole video, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, the video is interesting. I definitely I probably liked the visual more than I actually liked the song. The music to me isn't the thing, but at least the visual side was interesting, and it wasn't so fast and cut. You know, you can actually follow along. I felt like,
Totally.
which is good. And I think having a slower track with a simpler track probably made it easier for me to keep an eye out or pay attention to what was going on.